Welcome to the locker room. It's your boy King Tones the GOAT. We got so much to get into, and we're not going to waste any time, so let's get right into it right now. I thought I would come out in Cleveland Brown fashion for Shedeur Sanders as we talk about this man who's 23 years old, going to be taking his first starting snap for the Cleveland Browns against the Oakland Raiders. Or Las Vegas Raiders, I'm sorry, Oakland, man, I miss those days. Las Vegas Raiders this Saturday, as announced by Kevin Stefanski today. This is due to the fact that, as you know, Dillon Gabriel's had a concussion. In the last game, he's going to be gone due to concussion protocol. Hopefully he gets better. But Deion Sanders isn't showing any lapse of confidence as he sat down with ESPN's Daniel Fuski, where he said, I would be doing a disservice to myself and to the organization if I didn't feel like I'm the guy. I did everything I need to. I'm doing everything I need to prepare to be the best version of myself. My apologies for the stutter. I like pressure in life. I'm just excited for everything. I feel like I'm the guy. I know I'm the guy, but you just have to see it. Cleveland Browns, as of right now, is 2-8. They're in last place of the AFC North. Right. So regardless of what's happening right now with this start, it's not going to change the fact that the Cleveland Browns is just complete ass. Now, it's a lot of conversation that's going around this saying that, well, they had to be trying to shit over. They had to be trying to, do Shedeur Sanders dirty. Right. That's the conversation. They had to be doing Shedeur Sanders dirty because he got out there in the third quarter. Didn't have any snaps with the offense, with the first string offense, and that's not really an excuse, right? Because to be honest with you, as you've heard from other pundits and stuff like that in the sports meta world, is that second strings don't really get those snaps, even though Dillon Gabriel got them when Joe Flacco was there, because Joe Flacco was a veteran who didn't need the snaps, and Dillon Gabriel, as you see, needs every single snap he can get. Shedeur didn't get them. Right? As that's not an excuse, we can't hold that against them either. You can't shit on Shedeur Sanders was what happened when it comes to stepping out against that Ravens defense, who I think is the best defense in the league right now. You got Kyle Hamilton out there. He's a complete beast. What was he supposed to do out there? Except get cooked. And we got to be honest all the way around. If we can be honest all the way around, let's be honest all the way around. That offensive line is horrible. It's horrible. It's been bad this entire time. We're not going to act like it's not bad now to be able to fit some kind of narrative because you people at home have an issue with Shedeur Sanders, which I think is weird in itself. You can say that Shedeur Sanders is ass, right? Please, say that he's ass if you want to say that he's ass. But have that same energy for Dillon Gabriel. Have that same energy for Justin Fields. Have that same energy for Shuck, whatever his name is, that plays for the Saints. Like, where is this? Why isn't this consistent? And why is it only about Shedeur Sanders? I feel like you may feel the same sentiment that Kevin Stefanski feels, that he might have too much cachet, too much energy, too much style, right? He may be a distraction for the locker room. I call bullshit. Because it does not go the same way for other players. George Pickens, Chase, spitting on people. Like, where do we draw the line? Or is it just for Shedeur Sanders? I'm not sure. I will say that we got to teach the running back how to block. That's first thing first. Multiple occasions where there was no protection for Shedeur when it comes to that offensive line. When it comes to the running back, those all supposed to be holding down the spot for him as well. They just walk right past him. This defense is too good right now, especially with Myles Garrett moving at a historic pace, a record-breaking pace. This defense is too good to be able to waste the primes of who we have on that defense with a lackluster offense. And Kevin Stefanski, being the coach that he is, right? Coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski, should do a better job when it comes to getting his offensive players ready. That's first thing first. And building a plan around his offensive players. You know you have a lack of depth at that quarterback spot. Why are you not prepping Shedeur Sanders? Something. But we'll see what he can do when it comes to the Raiders this Sunday. We're hoping for the best for Shedeur, but I'm not about to sit here and keep saying it's this man's fault, man. That's just all I'm going to say about that. That's just bullshit. Moving right along to Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers played the Bengals this past Sunday, and it was a game. It was a game. Not as great as the ones we've seen before, but it was a game. A whole lot of controversy that happened throughout that game with Spitgate Part 2 between Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey. Obviously, Jamar Chase has been suspended for a game, but this is not about that. This is about the fact that Aaron Rodgers also had a slight break in his hand. A slight fracture in his left wrist. But he won't require any surgery, as reported by head coach Mike Tomlin on Tuesday. It's just about bracing it and securing it for his comfort and safety, and it's about how functional he is at this point in time. Tomlin told reporters per the Palesio. I'm not sure what that is. My apologies, but this is the conversation that we were having. Aaron Rodgers went out after completing 9 for 15 passes for 116 yards and 1 touchdown. Mason Rudolph came in and filled in for Rodgers. I don't know why I messed that name up, but Mason Rudolph came in and filled in for Rodgers, and he's going to be starting for the Bears again if Rodgers cannot play. I'm assuming that Rodgers is going to be out, but he did complete 12 of 16 passes for 1 touchdown and no interceptions against the Bengals. I'm going to say this. Mason Rudolph is a great backup to have for Aaron Rodgers at this point in time. You see what he was able to do once Aaron Rodgers wasn't able to play anymore. So you got a great game for Mason Rudolph. Aaron Rodgers is getting old, man. And we got to be realistic about this whole entire thing. Like, he's getting old, man. You know, it's not surprising that this is going to be something that would happen when it comes to him getting hit. He tries to avoid it by any means necessary. You understand that because of his age. Dude's like 40. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you understand that. He wants to avoid getting hit as much as possible. So, with that being the case, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. You want to see Aaron Rodgers get healthy, get back out there. But, honestly, at this point in time, this team needs everything they can get. It's fallen to a place where now the Ravens, with the win over the Browns, is matched up in record when it comes to the Bears. When it comes to the Steelers, my apologies, and has a chance to be able to overtake the division. That defense over there, highest paid defense in the league. Also one of the oldest teams as well. You're hoping that they can pull it together, right? The Steelers did a lot of things in the offseason, including getting rid of George Pickens, just because he had a little bit of an attitude problem. I don't agree with that at all. But you would have loved to see him paired up alongside, I should say, DK Metcalf. Just not the case at this point in time. So, upcoming game against the Bears is going to be a very important one because the Bears right now have been winning games consistently. When they need to win games. Late games, heroics, everything else, it's been happening for the Bears. So, I'm not really worried about their offense because the Bears defense isn't the greatest in the world. I am worried about their defense being able to stop the Bears, though. Moving right along to the NBA power rankings. The Oklahoma City Thunder is number 1. They were previously number 1 last week, and that has not changed at all this week. A 70-win season is not out of the question when it comes to the Thunder. On the heels of their 68-14 mark that they had last year in the 24-25 season. And they only got 1 loss so far. Number 2 is the Denver Nuggets. I'm thinking about the Broncos. My favorite team is the Broncos. Don't judge me. The Denver Nuggets, who was previously number 6. Christian Braun potentially out through Christmas with a sprained ankle. And Tim Hardaway Jr. is now a solid interim starter for him. They're 10-3 at this point in time. So I'm not surprised when you got the best player in the NBA. And I do believe that Jokic may be in the lead to get another MVP this season, honestly, especially after the news we got about Wembanyama, who essentially is going to forego his opportunity to be Defensive Player of the Year with his injury because he might be out excess of 10 games, which would eliminate him for the 65 win mark that you have to have in order to be able to win awards now. He might miss out on that. Only people I can see that really could contend with him when it comes to getting that MVP is going to be SGA or Giannis Antetokounmpo, honestly. Number 3 making its jump is the Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons were number 11. They're 13-2 at this point in time, which is amazing for them. This is their first time being as great as they have been, or being at the top of the East after 15 games since 05-06. This is a surprise to me because this team does not look like the team that would be able to make the kind of jumps it has made. And Kay Cunningham doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to this team offensively. They're doing it. A little bit of a drop, though, for the next team is the Los Angeles Lakers, right? We're not really surprised that this team is where it is right now in the top four. It was previously number 3, but it made a little bit of a drop. They're 11-4 at this point in time. That drop came because they did lose against the Thunder. Got their ass beat, actually, to be honest about it. And that's a little bit of the issue when we get to the Lakers. And we're going to talk about that, like I said, very soon, but I'm not going to waste too much time on that right now. Moving right along, Draymond Green, what is wrong with you, bro? At this point in time, we got to have another conversation about Draymond Green. And this time, the NBA issued him a warning. We're going to look at the footage right now. He gets into it with a fan, right? This fan's name is Sam Green, 35 years old. He was wearing a black polo and later admitted that he was heckling the Warriors veteran, calling him Angel Reese. You can see him getting in his face, everything like that. It's just, you love the spark you get from Draymond Green, right? Constantly. You love the spark you get from Draymond Green, especially being at his age, being able to find the passion still to be able to go, even though your team isn't at the height that it was back in the day when you were considered the best dynasty in the NBA. Probably in NBA history at that point in time, right? But to keep the passion to be able to play the way you do is always commendable. But the problem is that you're constantly in controversy, and that is marring your legacy right now. You being a 4-time NBA champion is amazing, Draymond Green, but the issues that we're having is that we're seeing this constantly with you. He did respond saying that it was a good joke at first, but you can't keep calling me a woman. I got 4 kids, 1 on the way. You can't keep calling me a woman. And then the fan, obviously his name is Sam Green. The fan claimed that Draymond Green shouted profanity and threatened to punch him out if he continued the taunts referencing WNBA star Angel Reese. So I got a lot of thoughts when it comes to this, right? First of all, we want Draymond Green to try to avoid as much controversy as possible, bro. Like, we've seen Stephen Curry on multiple occasions have a face that just drops from the sky when he's not able to have you on the court with him. He needs you on the court with him. That's first thing first. Second, the fan, it's something got to be said about this fan thing, man. The fans, y'all go there, y'all heckle, y'all say wild things to the players. The players respond to you because they're men. They're grown-ass men. They're not children. They're grown-ass men. They respond to you. They don't like what's being said to them. And because they're people, right? They have a reaction. And then you run soft and complain to the media or run to social media and bitch about the response, but not about what you said. You were hoping to get a response from Draymond Green. That's why you heckled Draymond Green. You wanted what you got. You wanted the opportunity to be able to do this. You won a little moment of fame, and you got that little moment of fame. Look at you raising your arms up and everything. You wanted to get in his face. You wanted to get a rise out of him. And then you cried afterwards. And that shit is corny. I don't like that shit. Yeah, we're going to move right along to the next one, man, because I'm not going to pour more energy into that, and I shouldn't have to. LeBron James makes his historic start. His first game of unprecedented 23rd NBA season. LeBron actually hit, but he had 11 points, 12 assists, right? And I know when you hear the numbers, it might not sound crazy, but it actually, it was actually great, man. He got other players involved. You've seen players that step up and was able to really benefit from him being on the floor. His playmaking really made a difference. Players like DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia also. You seen one amazing pass. LeBron passed it over his head behind him to a cut, and Jake LaRavia got that bucket. He was celebrating. It was all kind of celebrations. Cross court passes over to Gabe Vincent for buzzer beater. You know what I'm saying? It was great. It was great. LeBron was having a good time. Austin Reeves dropped 26 points. Also, Luka had 37 and 10 as well, as the Lakers beat the Jazz 140-126. I also want to point out the fact that Keontae George, who was born 10 days after LeBron's NBA debut, matched his season high with 33 points for the Jazz. And Lauri Markkanen also had 31 for Utah. But it's a conversation that needs to be had, right? And I want to take this time to talk about this. And obviously, congratulations to LeBron for being able to start and also see, Bronny James come in and score 6 points off the bench at the end of the game during garbage time. But we got to talk about the Lakers, man. And the reason why they may not be serious title contenders this season, and I really have a problem with the way they really get into the game. The first quarter from them, and if you watch the game, they started off being down, okay, to this young Jazz team because they lean too heavily on their stars when it comes to offensive production, especially early in the game. And when you're seeing, and if you watch a point A, point B every Saturday at 2, last week we talked about the fact that I don't believe that Luka will be the MVP this season or even top 5 in MVP voting. Well, now I might have to change that because Wemby is going out with injury. But it's the fact that Luka isn't shooting well. He went 2 for 10 from the 3-point line this game as well. He's just chucking shit up. Then Austin Reeves follows suit. And the person that you probably want to be taking the most threes on that team is 2 people, honestly, is Gabe Vincent and Rui Hachimura. When it comes to making defenses pay, those 2 are hitting the most shots. The plays aren't being drawn for them, especially on offense. And during that first half, I think throughout the whole game, honestly, Rui Hachimura in that starting lineup looked lost. With LeBron James coming back, I'm not saying he's taking away opportunities from Rui Hachimura, but they're so ready to lean on Luka and Austin Reeves for the scoring load that they're not actually getting to any actions. Sometimes Luka just comes in and he dribbles down, he takes a shot, and it's bad. It's a fast break going down the other way. And the defense, because he's not a great defender at all. You've seen some moments with Luka where he was able to, to pour some energy into the game. But I've seen more defensive intensity from LeBron James, who was in his 23rd season, than Luka. And to me, that's a major issue. And that's going to be a problem. And you seem to be an issue when it came to the Thunder, who beat their ass. If the Lakers wants to be seen as a contender, if they want to be seen as an actual threat when it comes to the playoffs, you're going to have better starts in these games. You can't just come out and have a lackluster beginning and then turn on in the third quarter. They did not get a lead from the Utah Jazz until the third quarter. But this has been the Locker Room with your boy King Tones. Please make sure, if you can, follow me at King Tones the GOAT, as you can see right above my head. On TikTok, you can find me there. Also, make sure that you follow Shadow Network on TikTok and everything else. TikTok, Twitch, everywhere you can be able to find it. I'll make sure I have the links in the description below. But please make sure you take your time out to be a part of the Shadow Nation. Subscribe, be a part of the conversation, drop a comment. Let me know what you feel about the Lakers when it comes this year. Let me know if Wemby is going to have an opportunity to be the Defensive Player of the Year, or should he have a chance to be Defensive Player of the Year. Also, let me know what you think about the Shedeur Sanders situation. Let me know in the comments. It's been the Locker Room. Thank you. We'll see you next week.